Offense is harder to coach and teach than defense. And it's because of some of these little details right here that Vanderbilt does at such an elite level. Their spacing, how they generate an advantage. And it looks simple just watching it, but it requires a lot of teaching in order to get into it. Vanderbilt's going to get into this basic double drag 77 look right here. And a lot of people just say, all right, let's run a double drag and then leave it at that. There's a few things that you have to notice out of this right away. Vanderbilt loves this empty look. Every time that they're in this, if they can create an empty, it really helps a lot of things because it forces this guy to have to actually, get screened a little bit. Because if he plays too high right here, well, we're just rejecting this all day long, and you don't even need to set a ball screen, and you're actually getting downhill and running solid offense right here. Going to create this by this guy right here, just simply cutting through to this side to open things up. Every time they're in the double drag, they want to get into that. Now they're in their double drag look. They're going to slip the second guy. They're going to set the first one to be able to get downhill out of this. But again, the spacing matters. If you leave a guy here and a guy here, this ability to turn the corner right here becomes a lot more difficult because you have a guy on this wing right here. So they're going to cut a guy from this corner right here and just simply slide down. That's what a lot of teams are starting to do a lot more of right now to create bigger gaps for their guards to keep their dribble and really get that advantage that that screen is going to allow. So they set it. Defense tries to show right here, slip right here, and you get two on the ball right away right here with one guy popping, and you got a guy going through right here. So this guy's really got a decision to make. Do I help on a little high-low look if that's something that potentially makes itself available? How are we recovering back here? Is there an ability for us to get downhill right here? He really tries to, but the defense does a great job getting back in front. You maybe have a lob right there. I mean, shoot, he wants it, but I'm okay with that. The question you got to ask yourself then is, okay, we're back at a neutral position. How do we generate another advantage from that? They're just going to simply kick it out and engage in a dribble handoff out of this. From that, you have big old gap right here because we're staying honest on the backside and our ability to shoot. So we'll get downhill and able to finish. Great job right there at the very end. A great little detail right here. Trying to seal a guy right here. Great job. Great offense. Right here, they're going to fill the corner. And so what you do and how you space as a team dramatically impacts the options that present themselves to you, okay? Because this guy is spaced in the corner right here. One, he's not on the swing. Okay, so it would allow my guard to turn the corner right here because of a bigger gap on the side, so he desires to. That also means that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to reject this. Not saying we can't, but it makes it more difficult because there's, that help side defender right there, and that's all a thing, right? But it also allows for this. If you're going to slip this second guy because the defense is really showing hard right here, that allows for you to have a lot more space to be able to have that slip. Specifically, if this guy in the corner right here is a shooter. Great overall pass, great concept. And it's just really the spacing that Vandy operates out of with this that gives them the looks that they want to. So when you face that aggressive defense and you can actually slip it hard, it makes it difficult. And if you have shooters, it certainly makes it difficult too. It's nice to have really fun looking actions, but if you do not have the space to maximize it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Here's a ram double action from Vanderbilt that they love to run. You got a ram, and you're going to have two ball screens, a double drag look right there, where you're going to ghost, slip, get a lob, and a foul. But that does not work. That doesn't happen if this guy right here does not cut through to create an empty side of the court. Wherever the space is at, Vanderbilt is going to attack it. Ghost, slip, get downhill. You have a little exit right here because that makes this guy actually play that honest. Ooh, just some great offense. Great job getting downhill. And they're athletic.